have been waiting for. It is the 25 Days of Christmas movie. Now here are your hosts, Aaron the Reginald, a.k.a. Aaron Turner.
And Craziness Rock.
Who combined to form ATKT Productions.
Alright, we are back again for our third review of
The 25 Days of Christmas movies. Hey Aaron,
Yeah?
what are you up to today?
Just Christmas shopping and watching Christmas movies. How about you?
Nothing much. I haven't even started. And what movie?
I was thinking the movie that we were reviewing today.
Which is?
Well, it is a 1994 film and involves Santa Claus. Yes.
Well, I guess it obviously has to be Santa Claus.
Wow, you guessed it. It is the 1994 film, The Santa Claus.
Oh yeah, Santa Claus, yeah. Want to do the honors of starting?
Why not? Of course I will. First is cast. I will start off with the main character. The main character is Scott Calvin, a.k.a. Santa Claus, who is played by Tim Allen.
Next is his son Charlie Calvin, who is played by Eric Lloyd.
Then there is his mother, named Laura Calvin Miller, who is played by Wendy Crewson.
There is also Dr. Neil Miller, who is played by Judge Reinhold.
There is also the head elf named Bernard, who is played by David Krumholtz.
Lastly is Mr. Whittle, played by Peter Boyle.
After just covering the characters, I will begin to explain the mysteries and plot behind the Santa Claus. The movie begins with Scott Calvin, Tim Allen, who is a divorced father and advertising executive. He also has a young son named Charlie. On Christmas Eve, Charlie comes over to spend the night with Scott before going back to his mother's for Christmas Day. That night, they are awakened by a rattle on the roof. Going outside to investigate, Scott can see someone on the roof. He yells at the trespasser, which causes the man to lose his balance and falls off the roof. The intruder appears to be Santa Claus.
Wow, that's creepy, but awesome! Next, in the mysterious encounter, Santa Claus magically disappears, but his suit remains. They then find a business card in a pocket stating that if something should happen to him, someone should put on the suit and the reindeer will know what to do. They also find a sleigh and 8 reindeer perched upon the house. Scott puts on the Santa suit to please Charlie and begins delivering toys from rooftop to rooftop.
That would be so awesome to have Santa Claus as your dad and watching him deliver gifts. Their final stop is the North Pole. The head elf, Bernard, David Krumholtz, shows him a tiny engraving on the card which says that upon the disappearance of the previous resident, whoever wears the suit undertakes the identity of Santa Claus and all the responsibilities that go with it. This is the Santa Claus, as stated by Bernard. You put on the suit and you're the big guy. He also gives Charlie a snow globe as a gift. Then he meets an elf named Judy, who tells Scott that he only has 11 months until next Thanksgiving to get his business in order before becoming Santa Claus full-time, which he tries to refuse. Charlie and he spend the night at the factory. The next morning, they awake back in Scott's home, where the only signal of their previous night's adventure is Scott's new silk pajamas with SC, Santa Claus, or Scott Calvin, branded on them. Scott terminates it all as a dream.
Ooh. Soon, however, Scott starts gaining weight, and his boss, Mr. Whittle, Peter Boyle, relates him to the Pillsbury Doughboy. He develops a greedy taste for Christmas treats like Christmas cookies and hot cocoa. He grows a long white beard, and shaving it off has no effect as it regrows instantly. His hair whitens despite all attempts to dye it. He somehow knows who has been naughty and nice. Children who somehow know he is Santa Claus, despite Scott not dressing like Santa, approach him with gift request. Scott's speedy transformation worries his ex-wife, Laura Wendy Creason, and her new husband, psychiatrist, Dr. Neil Miller, Judge Reinhold, who tries to terminate his visitation rights to Charlie. They question Scott's mental strength and believe that Scott's changes are attempts at getting his son to like him.
What? I know some people are like, what? But let us finish. Eventually, Scott's visitation rights to Charlie are taken away. Discouraged, Scott begins to lose some of his confidence about his job as Santa. While visiting Charlie on Thanksgiving, Charlie's perseverance that Scott is Santa reawakens Scott's magic, and he, with Bernard's help, whisks Charlie away to the North Pole. Laura and Neil, who think Scott has kidnapped Charlie against his will, call the police, who start a colossal investigation.
Meanwhile, at the North Pole, Charlie helps Scott and the elves perfect a new sled and communication devices. Charlie calls his mother, but this only strengthens their beliefs that he is being held against his will. Eventually, Scott as Santa Claus goes on with his Christmas Eve trip, but is arrested while delivering presents to his son's home. It is accused of kidnapping Charlie. A team of rescue elves, the elves, free Scott from jail by tying up the front desk guard and fly Scott and Charlie home to his mother and stepfather, to whom Scott Santa gives the presents they always wanted since childhood but never got. Laura gets a vintage mystery date game, and Neil gets an Oscar Mayer weenie whistle. It was because of their not getting these presents that they became convinced Santa did not exist.
Laura, realizing finally that Scott really is the new Santa, tosses the custody papers into the fireplace and welcomes Scott to visit Charlie anytime that he wants. Bernard tells Charlie that the snow globe is magical. Anytime he wants his father to visit, all he has to do is shake, 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 shake it. After 10 minutes, he shakes, shakes it, and Scott comes back. Says he was off to Cleveland and takes Charlie with him to deliver the rest of the presents.
What an awesome ending! This is perfect ending to the review, but that means that yet another review is over. Psh.
Time flies when you're having fun. So the next movie review is what? Crazy?
It is the 2003 film Bad Santa.
Bye. Until next time. Merry Christmas.